A new rally beckons as Rally RACC Catalunya-Costa Daurada hosts the final round of the 2022 FIA European Rally Championship. Our new champion, Efrén Llarena, was first onto the stages. And despite not being 100% fit after his crash last time out, he was determined to put that behind him and enjoy his home rally. He also wanted to impress, fastest on stage 1 and second on stages 2, 3 and 4. Joan Bernardo was next out of the traps. The Frenchman has had a bit of a mixed season, but there were strong performances in the Canaries and Italy, and he wants to finish the year on a high. Who knows, maybe even with a win. He was fastest on stages 2, 3 and 4 and quickly took the morning advantage away from Llarena, but he was having to work for it. Alberto Battistoli was also still feeling a bit fragile after his big off in the Czech Republic, but he was putting a brave face on things. A spin on stage 1 didn't help, and he was then too cautious on the next stage. But his morning was improving. 8th on stage 3, 6th on stage 4, so things were going the right way. With Simone Tempestini not competing here in Spain, Javier Pardo and Team MRF were given a golden opportunity to steal second place in the championship as well. For Pardo, that was now clearly his goal, although a few mistakes on stage 3 didn't help. It was a strong morning for Martin Laszlo. Despite limited experience in the Rally2 Škoda, literally just 2 rallies in the car, he was putting on a strong show. His confidence was growing. Third on stages 3 and 4 and hanging in there with Llarena and Bernardo. The afternoon loop was really an evening loop, and unfortunately for the drivers, the weather was changing. Llarena was again first onto the road and fastest on stage 5, but when he was on stage 6, the light was dropping and the rain arrived. Not ideal when you're running slicks. It was all about going into survival mode and just making it to the end of the stage, hopefully not losing too much time. It was pretty much the same story behind for Bernardo. He was running hard tyres, so when he found the wet roads, it all got a bit lively. Again, it was about being gentle with the car, not worrying about the stage time too much, hoping that the conditions would be the same for everyone. After showing signs of improving at the end of the morning stages, Alberto Battistoli was struggling in the afternoon, having to stop and fix a loose light. That cost him more time, and equally, he was being cautious in the rain. The change in the weather seemed to offer up an opportunity for Pardo to steadily claw back some of the time that he'd lost earlier on. Third on stage 5, then second on the wet stage 6 and 7. Just maybe he could bring himself back into the fight for third with Martin Laszlo. For Laszlo, the return loop must have felt like a step into the unknown. The relatively inexperienced driver wasn't sure which way to jump with the tyres as the track changed, and the evening was drawing in. He lost time on stage 7, and that handed third place back to Pardo. Stage 8 was cancelled, which means Joan Bernardo now has an 18.5 second advantage over Efrén Llarena going into day 2. It was back into the fight on day 2 with no hint of the weather interfering. It was a faster but calmer day on the rally. Pardo was controlling third place from Laszlo, but was also trying to reel in Llarena ahead. But Efrén Llarena had other ideas. With the championship pressure released, he was flying. So much so, he even finished the rally winning the power stage. But this rally has been about one driver, the Frenchman Joan Bernardo. He's dominated it all the way. He may have eased off on the last stage, but he finished and claimed his first ever ERC win. The others put up a good fight, but there was no denying Rally RACC Catalunya-Costa Daurada belonged to Joan Bernardo.
Okay, now it's time to celebrate.